Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Wildstorm Collectibles. So I apologize ahead of time for the haphazardness of this setup, but I promise you as soon as I go over the packaging, we're going to move to a proper light box so you can see the figure. But this is what I had to put together at the last minute in order to see the whole package, because I was actually impressed with it, so much so that I ended up buying a second one, but then I got buyer's remorse and sent it back. So I think in the end I'm just going to keep the loose figure once I open it up. But you know clearly see here that the front of the package, it's one of the multiverse figures that they have for Grifter. Yes, we can just go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, which is the lack of guns that Grifter comes with. You know, on the Wildstorm Facebook group, you know, this has been a heated discussion, and you know, I get it, and it's funny because here in a second we're going to look and you can clearly see that Grifter has trigger fingers, so McFarlane knew that he was going to release that weapons pack, which I'll post a picture of here, which I knew he was going to do that. But you know, I know it's a weird mandate from DC and there's some weird exceptions to that rule, but here we are. And before we open up the box, just wanted to show the back here. Nice big picture of just the figure, again without the weapons, and you know, it shows that this is the Grifter as he was dressed in the Infinite Frontier appearance. So you know, I'm a big Grifter fan. I'm just happy that we have him, you know, and I'm sure eventually if I find the McFarlane weapons pack, I'm not in a hurry to buy it. But maybe eventually it'll be nice to have. So before we move on to the figure, I did want to show you do get this nice shiny card for Grifter. I assume most of the DC figures come with this. I really don't have too much experience with these figures other than one of my friends got me the Flashpoint Batman, which yes, ironically also has guns. But if you'll allow me, I just wanted to read this real quick back here. You know, obviously real name Cole Cash. And the description shows that it is talking about his current state in the DC universe. It states, a mercenary with a Black Ops past, Cole Grifter Cash has a shot of redemption when he's hired to be the personal bodyguard of billionaire Lucius Fox. Trademark. Cash is playing a deadly game, however, tangling with Batman, also trademark, and his family, as well as the evil Leviathan organization, no trademark, all while secretly working for a mysterious team known only as the WildC.A.T.s, also without the trademark. So obviously it just went over the storyline that if you saw here on our channel, we went over during the Batman Legends comics. I probably misstated that. I'll show a picture here. But you can see how Grifter was you know, used more heavily in that storyline and was eventually brought on the WildC.A.T.s. And finally here he is in all his glory. It's funny because I know the angle of the camera, it looks like he's looking at the camera, but to me the figurehead looks like it's kind of more pointing down, and it didn't seem like I could push it back up. I will say that putting both those swords in there just for me and myself was a little nerve-wracking because, you know, I grew up in the 80s, so you know, I have you know, flashbacks of G.I. Joes trying to put their weapons in their hands and the little thumbs snapping. So but they're pretty much going to stay in there permanently, because that's, I'll show you at the end of the video. I have a place for them already on my shelf. So let's look at a few of the things here. I mean, it's really good detail, obviously. You know, McFarlane is always good about his detail. You know, I love the pouches here and stuff. Once I get to remind myself of what he looked like in Infinite Frontier, you know, I can definitely go back and see how accurate it is. I mean, even down to the little stitching on his jacket there, that's some pretty impressive detail. Anyway, really not much more to say about this figure. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, yes, I get the whole issue with the guns. You know, it'd be nice to have some classic Grifter stuff, but for that, of course, you can always track down the old, is it Playmates that made the old WildC.A.T.s cartoon toys? Because obviously that's going to have all his classic weapons. So I picked this one up on Amazon. It was like just shy of 20 bucks. I think the retail's around like 17 or 18. So I think that's pretty standard for McFarlane's figures. So if you're a Grifter fan, you know, it's it's one of a handful of figures to add to the collection. Speaking of which, this will now be his new home amongst the other grifters in my little grifter shrine here. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys pick it up as well. If you like this video, be sure and hit like. Please subscribe, because eventually I'll get to reviewing a lot of the other classic Wildstorm stuff that I have here, as you clearly see. And yes, before anybody points it out, I do have the Grifter HeroClix. He's just in my HeroClix stuff. So until then, we'll see you guys next time.
All right, let's grifterize him.
Grifter eyes?
Okay, so I just made it up.